This spring in Orlando, Florida, a history-making event will occur. Anthony Johnson and 21 Studios will host the first ever 22 convention. You may have heard of it. It's the one with the tagline, "Make Women Great Again." Since I announced that I would be speaking at 22 convention, I've received quite a few questions about the event and exactly what the women who attend it are going to get out of it. Women want to know, what's in it for me? What value will I get in exchange for attending 22 convention? And also, who's it being aimed at? Well, you can read the landing page for the event, and the link will be in the description below this video. But if you have more questions, I suggest looking up the speakers on Twitter and sending them a question that way. Not in their DMs, but actually publicly tweeting them your questions. I'm also going to try to get all of the speakers on my channel and talk to them and ask them about the value that they're going to bring, the subjects they're going to talk about, and why women want to hear what they have to say. So if you want, you can also tweet at them to say yes, to try to get a little buzz going so that I can do that. Now, I can, however, tell you what I'm going to say right now. Here's a little teaser of what my speech is going to be about. Women today are being defrauded, bullied, tricked, shamed, and pressured into following a narrative that has left millions unhappy and unfulfilled. In about an hour, I'm going to teach you how to protect yourself and become immune to manipulation from any source by developing your feminine agency. We live in a world that's that's run by narcissists and psychopaths. These are some really nasty people, and they crave the dopamine hit that comes from exercising power and control over others. They crave attention, and they're willing to sacrifice anyone, including you, to get it. Women are especially targeted for their manipulation. This is because women tend to have much higher levels of the personality trait known as agreeableness, which can make them more susceptible to unconsciously following trends and suggestions. Women also tend to be higher in neuroticism, which is the experiencing of negative emotions. This makes women more susceptible to manipulation through techniques such as amygdala hijacks, where fear is used to overrun reason. It also makes it much more difficult for women to benefit from the kind of direct criticism that men find so useful in strengthening ourselves and maintaining our ability to resist manipulation. Women are also on average less physically capable of protecting themselves from danger, and especially when they're pregnant or nursing, less capable of providing for themselves materially. And this leaves women with a lot of pressure to seek safety and security at almost any cost, to be willing to sacrifice anything and everything to get that safety and security that they crave. Lastly, many women are raised in homes with no positive male role models, and this leaves them with no father to turn to for guidance and no help in developing protective, reciprocal relationships with men. The absence of that strong masculine presence in a young woman's life often leaves her bitter against men, and this then is used to manipulate her as well. So who's doing the manipulation? Very often, feminists will try to tell you that it's all one-sided. It's all men manipulating women. But the reality is, even that is part of the tool set of manipulation that's used against women to isolate them from protective men and making it easier to control them. Very often, the manipulation that women face comes from other women bullying each other. Unattractive or older women who are jealous of younger women's youth and attractiveness will often feed them horrible advice, trying to keep them out of competition for attention, or simply to justify their own bad choices. When a woman tries to speak out publicly against the main manipulative narratives that women experience, she's going to find herself facing an angry mob of feminists repeating the same set of control phrases that they've been brainwashed to use whenever someone gets out of line. I'll give you some examples here. Did your shipment of male attention arrive yet, sweetie? What a pick-me bitch. Oh, that's just internalized unconscious misogyny. You're a gender traitor. Men are just going to see you as a baby factory. And you're brainwashed. And you're ugly and fat and old and stupid. And you're a prude because you don't want to do X, Y, and Z. Or you just hate yourself. And usually they'll throw in some references to Handmaid's Tale, talking about how they're just going to be a baby factory and a slave to men. All of this bullying is designed to keep women in line, to keep them pliable, easy to take advantage of, and easy to control. Women in positions of power often use the fact that they are women to lull other women into a sense of trust and complacency. They'll say things like, "Believe me, we're both women," or "I'm on your side." We hear "believe all women," for example. Now you add in a few meaningless catchphrases like "girl power" and "the future is feminine," and you have a recipe for controlling the female masses. It's not just women, though, manipulating women. Of course, some men do that as well. Some men use what's called, now I don't like to swear, but this is actually what it's called, the sneaky fuckers strategy. So they pretend to be nice guys, allies, male feminists, and they want to get close to women, and their objective is to manipulate them into sex. So the term sneaky fuckers was coined by the evolutionary biologist John Maynard Smith to describe what subordinate or beta males basically do to take advantage of the opportunities to mate with females while the dominant or the alpha males are otherwise occupied, leading to their reproductive success. So the men are out working and the sneaky men are out sneaking around, basically. There is another group of men that also want to manipulate women, and these are men that seek to abdicate their responsibilities. Of course, these kind of men are thrilled with the prospect of financial and sexual equality between the sexes, and they encourage women to have careers or sex without strings attached because they can get something from them. They can either get finances from them, they can get sex without any commitment. For those men, the feminist narrative is very convenient. But it's not just individuals who seek to manipulate women. Certain entire groups seek to get control of women's attention, time, productivity, votes, and spending. Governments promote putting more and more women into the workplace so as to increase the tax base. This also means they have to send their children to daycare and public school where they can be indoctrinated and eventually drive demand for government services. This allows them to buy women's votes with promises of greater security and free stuff and things for their children so that they can capture the vote. Corporations profit from increasing competition amongst existing jobs, and that motivates them to promote even greater numbers of women in the workforce. Additionally, it creates new markets catering to working women and mothers who demand convenience products, antidepressant medication, distractions for their children, travel, all the things to help alleviate the burden of adding full-time employment on top of women's already very busy schedules. Women are subjected to trillions of dollars of manipulative propaganda, peer-to-peer bullying campaigns, and destructive social pressure every year. Meanwhile, most of the protections that women had in the past have been removed. Many young women are living without the support of family, especially strong masculine fathers, and without the guidance of any kind of church or community services. So it's little wonder then that Western women are unhappy, unsatisfied, unhealthy, and unfulfilled. The state of femininity in 2020 is precarious at best. So what can you do about it? Especially, what can you do as a woman to protect yourself from harmful manipulation and propaganda? Most women understand the need for physical security and safety, but you also need to be socially secure and safe. You need to protect yourself from social super predators. How are you going to build a happy, satisfied, healthy, and fulfilling life in the midst of a decaying culture? Developing your female agency is the most important thing that you can do as a woman to improve your life and answer these questions. The question then is, what is agency? Well, agency is the ability to identify and capitalize on risks and opportunities. Sounds kind of dry, but let's break it down a bit. You need to have self-knowledge. That is, you need to understand yourself, how you function biologically, psychologically, emotionally. You need to have some level of control over your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. And really, the development of these skills is agency. And that's the key to creating the life that you really want in the long term. Developing agency will protect you from manipulation. It's going to allow you to create the life you want. And in my speech in 22 Convention in the spring of 2020, I'm going to show you how you can develop your female agency. I'm going to show you how to protect yourself using agency. And I'm going to give you very specific, key information about habits and activities that you can apply right away in your life to make the changes you need. Now, in the breaks, that is between the speaking sessions, I'm going to be available for questions. Please feel free to approach me, ask me anything you're curious about, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you there at 22 Convention in a few months. Now, I just want to let you know, you need to buy the tickets as soon as possible. Hurry, because the price does go up over time. Right now, it's very inexpensive. If you bring a friend and you split the cost, it's $500 each. And if you wait longer, it pretty much doubles. So buy your tickets now. There's going to be a link below in the description. And that link is going to be to a affiliate link for me. So if you buy a ticket using that link, that helps sending me to 22 conventions as well. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you this spring.